Elon Musk, the biggest political donor in history, gave a total of $288 million to help elect Donald Trump and other Republican candidates. In exchange for that, Donald Trump gave Elon Musk access to the government, leading the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, which was never about efficiency, had Elon Musk participating in cabinet meetings, even getting certain nominees appointed and some not appointed that he was pushing. And after his exit from the White House and his public on and off war with Donald Trump over the budget bill that Republicans passed last week that did not include some of the things that Elon Musk wanted, Donald Trump is now suggesting that Elon Musk could lose some of his government contracts because Elon Musk is now threatening to create a third political party, one that will compete with the Republican Party. How many ways is this wrong? And is any of it against the law? For the answer to that, we turn to Democratic Senator Sheldon Whitehouse of Rhode Island. He is a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee and the Senate Finance Committee, and he's the top Democrat on the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee. Senator, this begins as a story about money and politics. It's the only reason these two people know each other. They never met before Donald Trump was taking money as a politician. And here's Donald Trump now threatening that if Elon Musk does do something political involving possibly a third party that Donald Trump doesn't like, he will retaliate by taking government contracts away. How close are we here to something illegal?
We are very much into illegal territory. The problem is that the Attorney General of the United States is essentially our MAGA Attorney General, and she will not cross Donald Trump under any circumstances. And so the entire apparatus of law enforcement will be disabled if Donald Trump were to be the subject of it, or more exactly, if one of his minions were to be the subject of it. Because as you'll recall, the Supreme Court gave President Trump absolute immunity for any criminal acts that he should conduct as president of the United States. So she can cover everybody else. The Supreme Court covered him. And if for some reason there's a slip up, he has the pardon power. So what is illegal has now been replaced by what is prosecutable. And in this environment, the crimes can be gotten away with.
And Senator, the tariff story, you remember the Senate Finance Committee, which of course has jurisdiction over tariffs, which was the original way we funded the federal government. We never had income taxes for well over, for most of our history, and tariffs were the jurisdiction of the Finance Committee. That's really all they were playing with there for a very long time until you got an income tax to work with.
It was actually called the Committee on Tariffs.
And so there's this confusion out there that Donald Trump keeps selling, White House press corps keeps buying, which that other countries pay these tariffs, but which of course is exactly the opposite. But he's gotten this far telling the lie, and I'm not quite sure what his supporters think at this point, because they're getting bombarded with automobile ads saying get the pre-tariff price on your car.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of pre-tariff buying as the threats of these tariffs continue to go forward. I mean, it's possible that he never pulls the trigger taco day after taco day. But as economists have pointed out, the stupidest tariff of all is tariff confusion, because businesses have to step back. They've got to take precautions. You're interrupting their supply chains. American consumers will pay higher prices, but the U.S. doesn't get the revenue. So that is why tariff confusion is the stupidest form of tariff that there can be. And that appears to be the tariff policy of this administration. Taco, 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 taco. Endless confusion, higher prices for Americans, and the stupidest tariff that you can have.
Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Yes, sir.
And coming up, a victim of the illegal Trump tariffs will join us. And don't be surprised if he's an American, he pays income taxes, he pays Social Security taxes, he pays Medicare taxes to the federal government thanks to Donald Trump's illegal and unconstitutional tariffs. Tonight, Donald Trump was asked during his White House dinner with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about the August 1st deadline for countries like Japan and South Korea to negotiate possible new trade agreements.
Is the August 1 deadline firm now? Is that it?
I would say firm. No, I would say firm, but not 100% firm. If they call up and they say, would like to do something a different way, we're going to be open to that. But essentially, that's the way it is right now.
In a case brought by our next guest, the United States Court of International Trade ruled that Donald Trump's tariffs are illegal and unconstitutional. Joining us now is Rick Woldenberg, CEO of Learning Resources, Inc., who has sued the Trump administration over the tariffs and has succeeded at the Court of International Trade. Rick, tell us about the status that your company is in now in relation to the tariffs that are operating now.
Well, we're paying those tariffs. There are two cases pending. Both had injunctions stayed, so there are no American companies that are outside of paying tariffs. So as we bring the products in, we're paying 30% more, 20% more than we paid a year ago. And, we have to pass that on. And so we're tax collectors today.
And Donald Trump keeps saying, as he said today repeatedly, that other countries pay the tariffs. In fact, you are, in effect, standing at the dock in the port of Los Angeles or wherever this stuff is coming in, or your agent is, who's paying those tariffs.
Well, of course, we're paying tariffs. We borrow the money from the bank, and then we pay it to the U.S. government. And then in the coming months, we hopefully sell our product and get the taxes back. So we're a tax collector. This is a VAT system turned inside out, where we remit and then we collect. The VAT systems that the Trump administration have been complaining about are the opposite, where you collect on behalf of the government and then remit. We have to borrow the money and then get it back.
Yeah, that's the value-added tax that European countries have that are very high sales taxes that people have to live with in those countries. Rick, as you go forward, how is your company managing with these increased costs, and how are your consumers responding to the increased prices?
Well, it's still very early days, so we don't really know about how they'll respond to prices. We tried to be as conservative as we could possibly be. And so we brought out, mid-single-digit price increases, which is, I think, the least we could afford to take. I believe that the full brunt of this will be passed on to consumers over a 2 or 3 year period as things kind of settle out. I think that our customers and consumers of our products depend on us being a highly efficient team. That's how we keep our costs down and how we deliver the product on time. And this has just been enormously disruptive. We start something and then the rules change, and then we have to pivot, and then the rules change, and people say, well, we should keep doing that. And, the reality is we have to stick to the plan, even though the rules are constantly oscillating around. It's a stressful and disruptive environment to be in. I've never experienced anything like this in my adult life, where the rules change on a daily basis.
And the case is on appeal. Trump administration is appealing the Court of International Trade case, so it looks like you're on your way to the Supreme Court. Rick Woldenberg, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more reporting on this week's horrible tragedy in Texas.